Hey everyone, Crumbs here, and just have another quick one today. Still trying to, put off some major projects till a bit later. So here at my main storage, I have an old Universal Tree Farm from Elmingo. Back there I have a 30 village, like self-resetting, self-stacking iron farm designed by Comma107. I also put together a quick sugarcane farm here. And I activated this one by having a set of observers over pistons here. So I win any of these. This little sample here of sugarcane grew up to 3 blocks tall. They would activate, they would break all of them, and they would set off the flying machine. And when the flying machine sets itself off, and when it comes back, it'll activate the fence gates here to send off the minecart toppers to actually pick everything up. And the interface on the ground is a little bit rough. I never actually cleaned everything up properly, but this is how I got all my rockets. But neither the Universal Tree Farm or the most old 113 iron farm work anymore, so I don't spend as much time here AFK for resources. So the sugarcane farm just never really gets run that much. So I figured I'd go ahead and add both a sugarcane farm and a bamboo farm, because I never had one, over to my new area. So let's go check it out. Turn it on real quick to show everything working. So again, these allow it to switch off every other time the clock changes states, which flying machine gets sent off. And over here with the farm, using the lovely bells, you have this, and it lags everything out. And this is part of why I don't want to have something larger than this. Alright, this is more than fast enough already. And the flying machine will come back and it'll knock all the bamboo off where it is currently, so it actually fall down and can then get picked up. Well, most of it anyway. I didn't bother building the glass all the way up because I run it on a short enough clock that it'll keep harvesting it while it's below the top there. So I have a bunch of lost minecarts somehow. That is really weird. Huh. And I just have it completely full of redstone dust, so it takes a while. It doesn't give it enough time for everything to grow that much, but I don't really see the point in waiting that long. I figure you might as well just harvest it as soon as you have a little bit of stuff that grows. So I'm not really worried. I didn't do anything to optimize it. I think it's just fine as is. And then everything gets unloaded into the nitrogen stream here, and temporarily just drop into a bunch of double chests. And unless you need an absurd amount of bamboo for something like a furnace system, something like this is really, really good for a quick 30-minute test. I got something close to 2 full charcoal boxes. And then for sugarcane, however, if you do need a bit of it, you can build something a little faster. So this would be what? About half a charcoal box in an hour of sugarcane with something this size. It's just 2 chunks wide. One chunk, it's 2 chunks long by 1 chunk wide almost. But you run it for like 24 hours, you'll be set. So, and I put this one closer to the center because I actually have more use for it than bamboo. Because the only use for bamboo, really, for me at least, is scaffolding, and it doesn't take much to get a good amount. I tried picking a color palette that I thought made some sense together. I used some browns and orange with this one, and just went with basically lime green, everything over with the bamboo farm. I was just playing around trying to get a consistent color palette. I couldn't come up with anything more creative than just placing down a bunch of flower pots and tossing bamboo in it. I tried a few different things, none of them really, I didn't really like the way any of them looked. And initially I had the glass on the sugarcane farm there because I wanted to keep the kind of brown look to it from the outside, but it just looked terrible on the map. So that's why I took the glass back off again. And this is why you don't build anything out of wood. At least before 117. There's a whole bunch of little spots here and there where I got hit by lightning and just didn't burn up completely. But I finally had a nice major fire get started. And I died while I was AFK again, so that was fun. So I'll probably wait to fix it until I update to 117 and get some lightning rods in. Over by my main storage. Also had some odd ideas about making some like different constructions out of these materials. I don't think I ever did much with it. I was gonna scatter some odd like statuary type things around in the in this little forested area, but I never really did much with it. However, we're over here today because I was also building a tunnel that I wanted to base something on. Where is it? There you go. So I initially wanted to set up a tunnel in the overworld, going all the way from my main storage, probably down to my double witch up perimeter. It's supposed to look like this, but ultimately this is right above bedrock. We can find some here. Alright, so running down this stretch of tunnel, you have an odd, it's like nauseating feeling when it goes back and forth, yeah, whenever you go over bedrock. So this didn't work very well. And you have one side with soul sand under it, so you can run, or the other side without soul sand. And it's large enough to fly through. Ugh. And unloading my main storage is painful. So this is my first attempt to try to bring the underground tunnel up over land, and I just couldn't figure out a good way of doing it. I tried a bunch of different types of wood, and I didn't really like the way they looked. Ultimately came up with this basic design. I really liked it. I think it works well. And then I'll use things like this here. Probably, yeah, bring them in further, so that way it all stays within the same profile. It doesn't extend out into the other farms. I can add water, like bubble columns coming up, or I can fit a dropper vader back in here that pulls items, or shulker boxes of items all the way up into storage that you can just access walking along the pathway. And the lightning's already starting to eat into, eat into this. I was initially thinking about a tunnel below everything. I ended up wanting to make a walkway up above. It's nice and open. I can fly around onto it, and you can also look down from it and see everything going on around it. And I think the jungle and the endstone brick works pretty well. So my plan for this ultimately is to have all the controls for the different farms come up to here. So I just turn them on or off with a flick of a switch from the walkway. I'll move the portal to and from the nether up here. So I just come through, walk up and down here, turn on or off whatever farms I want. And then all the materials will also be brought up here. Obvious exceptions are the nether wart farm where you need AFK there, so I'll just make something to like bubble columns up and down for the player, and also a bubble column down for crafting for the watermelon. So the entrance is still a bit rough. I still need to finish closing this off. But I went ahead, opened it up, and added a spawn-proof floor in here. And just added a little station at every single set of the melon and pumpkin farms. So since the storage is full, currently everything's just dropping into lava. I'm just getting rid of everything now, so that way I don't have additional entities sitting in the world here. Yep. And behind me is also the next farm. I'm gonna show it, but it's also the next video. I wonder if you can guess what it is, huh? That'll be it for today. Hope y'all enjoyed, and y'all take care. Cheers.